Hello everybody. So we just had our PC online tournament this afternoon, which honestly is still pretty early to review it, but I think it's good to have a look at it before. I forget the thoughts that I had during the matches. And so the best way to do that now is just to jump on in and go for it, I guess. Okay, so in case you didn't know, this was a first to 7 match. And essentially your goal is just try to win within those time frame. So one thing I realized right away was that I saw that Zarf is a sandwich player. I noticed that right away. Well, I wouldn't say right away, but I noticed it after the first point. So afterwards, I tried to adapt my style to what I know about sandwiches, which is punish early and punish hard. How will that go? Well, you're gonna have to watch it to find out. Yes, at this point, I still didn't know about the sandwich chain until I looked over. I think it was around now that I was like, oh crap, he's a sandwich chainer. And so I lost the first point. Mostly because they have way more ammunition than me. They definitely had more useful resources than I had at the moment. Luckily I had that green in column 3 with that red, because that definitely helped made my board stronger. But I was still not out of the water yet. And I won't be, because that 3 chain is death. Okay, so that was the first point. Let's go back and see if we could have made any improvements. Wow, that was like a long match. Holy crap. Okay. So right now, Zarf is very vulnerable with his chain. Especially like right here when he has to do his transition. One thing you could always do against sandwich people is you always expect that the transition is going to be the hardest part about their chain styles. Power they always going to have because they're consistent enough to, I think, always have their main chain ready. But the only time that they don't have that is when they're trying to do the transitions, which is precisely when you should start attacking them. But my biggest opportunity, let's see, like realistically now would have been a really nice opportunity, but looking at my board, I didn't have anything available, so there's nothing really much I could do in this situation. And I'm sorry if the screen like going black, going like kind of dark. I'm using Twitch VODs, so it gets dark when I pause the video. Yeah, realistically, now they're no longer vulnerable, but by now, my power had no effect. Because they're just in a safe spot. Another time to attack would probably be now, I would say, because they don't have any purples or blues on greens on top. And their red trigger is being blocked. So they're frantically going for ways to get out of that. And Zarf is a insanely fast player. I was like freaking out the entire time when I was playing them. Mostly because I was like, holy crap, if I don't set up my main chain or have my chain ready at all time, I will lose very, very quickly. So after the first point, I already knew like this is a dangerous player and I must be on watch 24/7 if I want to survive this match. Yeah, their play is really fast. You can see that they optimize the spin drop, like rotation technique, where you optimize it so that you have less delay. And when I say delay, you mean there's like less lag between each pieces. They spin and drop so that it again cancels out a few frames, I believe. But yeah, Zarf this time went for the transitions right away, making sure that he's no longer vulnerable to my attacks. I definitely couldn't do much there. Since the problem with my slug folding is that I still focus way too much on the slug fold aspect. So that hinders my ability to watch my opponents. So that's one thing I need to work on, is just mastering the slug fold to the point where I don't need to look in the first 10 pieces. That's my goal, but that's such a high expectation that I doubt I'm gonna get anytime soon. I can't even do that GTR, so you know, it's a long journey to go. But I really like the way I build my pieces this game, mostly because of the fact that I'm optimizing every pieces to their full potential, or at least as best as I can. I was trying to make sure that all my pieces had a purpose and not just randomly placed on the corner of the walls. So because of that, you can see how neat my chain looks, just how clean it is from a perspective that you can use it in your next chain easily. So at that point, I kind of like the way I chained there, so it's hard to critique anything like that. And one of the biggest thing I've learned is that if I can't use it for my slug fold directly, like for example that double yellows, normally what I would do is I would like try to finagle my way to get the slug fold right away, but I realized that an easier option is just to move it to the side and use the next few pieces to finish up my transition. Although I don't agree with that blue yellow. I probably should have put the blue yellow on the columns 5 or 6. Even though that would have taken away my neat chain, as I called it, it would have actually helped out a lot. For example, let me see if I can pull up the analysis board, as they call it. So this is what I currently have. And as you can see, this is my current board situation before that blue-yellow, followed by double purples, followed by a blue-green. For me, knowing what I know, the best place to probably put this yellow-blue would be like this. Place the double purples on top like this. And then the moment I see that green-blue situation, I could do one of two things. I could try to focus on making my transition, which is a very viable option. But realistically, I kind of want to go for something cleaner. So I'll put my first green-blue here, and then I'll put my next green-blue like this. That way, when I get my next few blues, my next blue, my next green, it becomes a really, really neat wide joint, which you can never complain about a nice wide joint. Well, I wouldn't say never, but a nice wide joint has its purpose. And this way, it allows me to have my transition, my trigger open in case I want to send like a quick 3-chain. So I think this is probably the more optimal solution for this case. And as you can see in my opponent's side, I don't think they're ready for an attack anyway, so it wouldn't matter. So what I could have also done is just went for a power 2 with these colors. And maybe go for a poke, but that, I guess that would require me to look at my opponents, which is once again one of my weaknesses that I'm trying to work on. Oh. Man, I wish it was like a go back and forth 5 seconds instead of 30 seconds on Twitch. That would be nice. Okay. So the next few pieces are blue-yellow, which would have been amazing. Like right here and right there. But there's also a lot of yellow purples. So I could have risked it and gone for something like this. And then go for that yellow purple extension to build horizontally, or I could also maybe try to go vertically. But this is kind of not safe because you're kind of risking a lot of factors here. So the best option might have been just a simple sullen type thing. At least this way you have more space here, not just blocking yourself in column 1. But yeah, I think I went for rush here because I saw that they have a yellow situation and they really struggle with finding a yellow in time. And so I just like said, nope, screw it, going for that rush. The sandwich is very vulnerable in those situations when they're doing transitions, like I said. So every time I see them trying to work their transitions out, I just went for the rush. And in my case, I was lucky that this was a successful rush, but if you look in the other future matches, I wasn't that successful. But yeah, like their chain is so fast. Like anytime I try to have, like I thought, oh, they're dead. Let me just send this 2 chain and finish them off. They're like, nope, I have this other secret chain out of nowhere that keeps me alive. And I was like, wow, that's something. Very impressive on their part. Ooh, okay. So in this situation, my transition was relatively okay. I had that purple situation, which this is solvable. It's just really requires a lot of specific colors. And same thing with their side. They were hoping for a green, but the green just never came. So we were both just struggling with our chains. Although I would say, I see that they had 3 greens already, which means that they have a bigger piece advantage because they're chaining a lot faster. And that's something that over long term, like in a long term game, would be way more beneficial than trying to do what I'm trying to figure out. Like I'm just like pausing, like, what do I do here? I'm not sure. What do I do? So that's something to work on for sure. The transition's already done at this point. I think I was just going for a power. But this power wouldn't have done anything because, once again, their transition's already done. Oh, but they don't have reds. That's very unfortunate. But they were definitely very chain ready. I don't know why I triggered that chain early. I think I just wanted to poke because it felt right. I'm one of those players who play by feelings and not purely by reason. A lot of my players are just like, yeah, it feels like the right time to trigger a chain. I remember that. I remember what I did there. So, initially, my chain was pretty decent. I thought to myself, oh, look, that purple, red, green combination. That's perfect. If I place the purples on top, I can have something like this. Red like that, and then the greens would be really nice and simple. So now I have a good space for triggers. I can put a red there, and that'll be purple there, red, purple, and that'll be my trigger chain, and that'll be good. Which is the next piece that's essentially other features pieces that are coming up. But then I messed up. But then I placed it incorrectly. It is so bad. See, and I was like, no, this is pain. So I had to find a way to go around this, which was the struggle that you see me trying to do. But if I placed it right and I looked over, I would have saw that they are pretty vulnerable right now because they need 3 reds. yellow and a purple to finish their chain, which is common, but if I send like a quick 2, they wouldn't have survived that. Yeah, see, so all that time allowed them to find their colors. And for me to fail badly, and I was like, oh crap. Well, I need a red on top of column 2 and a yellow on column 3, so that piece was perfect. And I try to extend with the red tail. And then here, this is the moment I was like, oh crap, I need a purple. But I can't have a red purple, because if the moment I get a red purple, I'm dead. And I can't put a yellow in column 4, because that's death also. So this is just me trying to like throw away pieces, trying to get a red in column 4 while getting a purple in column 3. And I was like, oh look, a purple. But then I saw the red and I was like, oh, that's not good. And so I tried to throw it away and I was like, wait a minute. I can put the green in column 4 and then the yellow in column 3. So that's like, you can see my hesitation at that moment, but it was interesting. And then my red didn't even work because it cut. But like all those mini decisions got me that W, because if I didn't make that last minute decision with that yellow, I was dead. And at this point I'm still panicking because I was like, holy crap, Zarf is chaining so fast. I need to keep up with his speed. And so I'm thinking to my head, like, how do I keep up with speed besides just triggering my chain randomly? Because that's literally my counter for pushing the chains fast. It's just rush them even faster so they don't even have time to react. But I don't think that's a viable strategy in the long term. I need to develop more actual strategy instead of a intuition-based strategy. So I guess I should note that's something I should work on. Just actually making a strategy for all types of players that are logical instead of just like, yep, they're good at chaining. Let's send a chain so that they have to be optimized, which doesn't make sense. But my chaining never makes sense anyways. Yeah, I was fishing for pieces at this point. I was hoping the garbage was going to help me with that dig, and it did. I was so happy with that yellow. Okay, see, like, I was so close. I had it planned. I was like, I need that yellow. And then that yellow is gonna trigger the greens. But now looking at it, it actually didn't work. My mind just thought it was gonna work, but it didn't. I wanted that yellow to trigger the yellow to the greens to the reds, but yeah, that doesn't work. My brain just made that up. Oh man. And yeah, Zarf is honestly consistent with their sandwich. Pretty smooth, going for transitions first. Although that is very vulnerable because they can only send a 3 chain at this time. But again, I can only send like a 3 chain at this time, so yeah, there's not much to say in the beginning rounds because it's a coin toss. But man, Zarf's chain, man. I'm like in awe of their speed. Ooh. And their power to poke too. That's one thing I really like. I guess the thing about sandwich chain is like you have an idea of exactly how your chain goes. So any garbage I throw in column 5 or 6 can be used as a poking tool. Whereas my chain is like Well, you kind of need your first three columns to do your transitions, but you also kind of need your last three columns for your tail, which is, well, I guess one of the downsides of U shape versus the Z shape of sandwiches. There wasn't really much I could do there. Zarf is definitely looking for that red, but the red never came. Yeah, that's a good chain. I have no way to defend against that. Like, and you gotta realize, like, a lot of these decision-making process happens in less than a minute for a lot of these. Oh yeah, this was a fun one. Okay. This was the all clear moment, essentially. Where I was like, oh, because normally in these if I get a triple of two colors, I tend to go for Mary chains. But I messed up my Mary chain. So I was like, you know what? Let's switch to something else. Let's switch to L shapes. So I initially had an L-shaped chip, but then I saw three reds, and I was like, okay, let me just build a layer and go from that way. And I was like, wait a minute. This all clears. It's just weird. Like, how much you can see in the middle of a tournament versus how much you can see afterwards. My tournament mind is either the greatest thing I've ever seen or the worst thing I've ever seen. There's never really a middle point, which is crazy to me. Like, who looks at this and think, yeah, that's a chain? Because my goal was literally, you know what? If I place two purples here, it's gonna make this weird purple green interlock. Who thinks of that mid battle? Oh, and then I saw like the purples situation, garbage, and I was like, you know what? There's another red. Let me just do a sandwich to reds. Get that red to cancel out with this garbage. It's such a weird thing to think about, but like I know it because I thought of it in the middle of the game, but like, and it didn't work this time. But sometimes my gambles pay off, and I'm just like, I don't know how I did any of that. I guess it's like that pressure in the game that makes you improve exponentially. Yeah, Zarf was definitely going for a sandwich. Oh, he's trying to look at that green. The sneaky thing about Zarf's train is that you think, oh, this is not going to work. That doesn't clear anything. But then you do look at this garbage. The purple will clear that garbage, which will allow the greens to connect. And if he has a blue, which he does, oh, that blue is kind of one too low. It should be like up here. Right? Because that garbage will be gone. And that garbage will be gone. So the blues. It needs to be blue here and a red here. So if he flipped that, that would have been a good 4-chain. Yeah. And maybe a 5-chain too with that other reds. Oh man. I could have died here. Or I died, but Zarf could have counterattacked easily. Very interesting. Yeah, I think in terms of chaining experience, I have more variety, I would say, than Zarf's chain. But my variety doesn't really help me much if I'm too slow. Oh, I was going for a gimmick here. I remember this moment. Oh, man. I was trying so hard. Okay, let's go back and look at my thought process when I was doing this. Although, I should have punished here. That yellow is definitely very unsafe. So let's see if I could have punished that at any moment. Here would nah, because he's still at that red blue. He could easily send a 2-chain poke. Okay, so he sends that 1-chain poke. If I looked over, if he gets the yellow, which he gets it in the next 2 pieces, so that wouldn't matter anyway, unless they have like a good power 1-2 chain. He would have gotten that yellow, so not safe for me. But here would have been the good time to attack. He just blocked his reds, his yellows. That means he needs literally 3 reds and a yellow and get out of this giant hole that he just dug. This would have been the perfect time to put that reds in. But I went nah. Okay, so let me bring you through my thought process in the 0.2 seconds or 0.5 seconds that this was happening in. I thought, well, if I put that double greens here, the yellows, and I put a red on top, easy chain. But I also saw that there was a lot of greens and blues incoming. So I thought it was going to be worth the risk to extend the greens with this chain. Realistically, let's see. 2 blues, reds. Let's just say that's what I had right there. Literally, the options were green, blue, yellow. So I thought if I wanted to make a chain, I could do a Fron situation. And then, easy extension with going over here with either a red and then, extend that chain that way. And so that was initially my plan for that, because like this Fron best works when there's a lot of the similar colors, and this is like the best chance I got. So that's what I attempted. But then, because of my greed, I didn't see that Zarf just set off their chain. And I was like, like the one I looked over, because I heard the note, because the way I chain is that if I hear a noise, I'll look over a bit just to see what's going on. And then the moment I looked over, and I was like, well, I'm dead. Like, at this point, their chain's over. I have no greens to set off my chain. Because I put it like that, I now have a 2-piece green dependency instead of if I just did a green here and a blue here. I wouldn't have that piece dependency that you see here. So if I just place that green, yellow, like I initially thought, a green, blue like this, and then a green, blue like that. This way, I don't have a blockage. I can easily set up my blues. And I can also extend my greens if I wanted to. But because I put myself in this position, I instantly realize I am dead, essentially. There is no way for me to get out of the situation without getting at least 3 greens. And maybe a red, but that's not happening in the next 0.2 seconds that this chain's gonna trigger. So, future Tony, if you're looking back at this video, fix your dang piece dependency problem. Go for L shapes, don't go for fronds. What's wrong with you? Why would you go for a frond? That's so piece dependent. Anyway, I was like, yep, I'm dead. And then this is just me trying to dig back out. I was trying to put the greens in column 3 and then put the double greens next to it, but I didn't rotate fast enough because I was holding down. And the pressure was, consistently going on, so not much I could do here. I was dead at this point. Or I was dead at the point where my greens got placed in column 4 instead of 3. Okay, once again, I like this chain. I don't see any big problems with it. I was definitely going for the wide joint extensions. I've been seeing people do that, and I was like, this is something I want to try. It's a fun experiment of sorts. Oh, I was going for a power here, right? I was really trying to greed this last point, trying to surprise Zarf. See if I can catch them off guard. But the garbage I sent helped him because initially had that purple conflict. Now it's no longer a conflict. But he's definitely fishing for that green now that he has it. He can send pokes my way. Ooh. But yeah, good risk on my part, even though I should have looked over to analyze the risk instead of YOLO. But that's not how I chain. I chain by feeling. It's sporadic, but it's what makes my chain unique, in my opinion. I have really good sets just because of my style to freestyle. Okay. Let's relook at what I was doing at that time because I was trying to look at Zarf's chain. They were going for the all clear, but they didn't have it. Okay, so in this position, I always try to go for the L shape if my piece are never ready in time. I try to go for this L shape and then followed by like green, 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 green here. And that leads to a nice tail if I get to it. But okay, they're not vulnerable, but if they were vulnerable, note to self, green, green, it look a power chain. Very, very nice. But yeah, they weren't vulnerable, so I just went, screw it. But I should have placed that green in column 5 just to make it flatter. You always want to try to make your builds flat because a messy board gives you less opportunity to build your transitions or making sure your chain is efficient. By building the way that I do, it's good. I'm not going to say it's like bad because you can still chain your way around it. But if it's messy, you have a harder time doing stuff. But anyway, when I heard the chain go at this point, I looked over and I was like, oh crap, that's a 4 chain. And then I was still already placing this piece down as I was looking. So then I look back at my board and I'm like, oh crap, I have that green cut right there. So even if I want to put my greens trigger, which is the only trigger that I have currently, I'll be dead. Which is another reason to make sure your board is flat. Because if my green was over here at the time, this would have been a nice 4 chain counter. But because my green is vertical instead of horizontal, I was not ready for their power attack or their main chain rush. And so I was like, what do I do here? I don't have a single piece that can help me trigger the chain. But if I would have just looked a bit more carefully, I had 3 reds. I could have easily connect the reds 1, 2, and 3 and the green on top easily, and that would have been it. But I decided to place it in column 4 and 5. I could have countered this. Yeah, so that's one mistake. I say mistake, but it's something I should have thought about. instead of placing cover 4 and 5. Should have instantly went for the trigger. But yeah, that was a good rush attack coming from Zarf. Oh yeah, this one. Psh. Let's just not look at this one. This was me like, oh crap, I messed up my slugs and I don't have a good chain on top of my head that can utilize the garbage that I created. And so Zarf just went for the finishing kill, as you should. Yeah, because that purple, that red, purple, red messed me up so bad. I didn't have a single good placement for that. But let's see if we can think of one right now, now that we're chilling. So this is the state of my board. Let's see. I have that double reds. The coming colors were purple, reds, red, blue, and then blue, green. So instantly the first thing that popped up on my mind is that I want to make a Y-shaped joint just because it's the easiest one I can think of currently. And my first instinct when I saw this was to do something like this. But then I instantly knew that was wrong because of the red color in the next piece. Because now I can't place that red anywhere efficiently without causing some chaos. Because let's say I put that blue here and then a red right there. Well, that wasted my 4 pieces and that just puts me at a disadvantage. And I can't really place a blue and red here because that just blocks my trigger completely. So, by process of elimination, this would have been the best choice in this scenario, I think. If anyone in chat is like seeing something else, let me know and prove me wrong. But I think this is like the best choice for now because then I can put that red right next to it and have some sort of a chain happening here. I could also even place it the purple farthest away so it guarantees me a Y joint that does not interfere with this purple at all. See, so now this nice joint here, we can have a nice purple, purples like this, and now this is the Y joint. Let me see if this works. Yeah. Let me speed that up. Okay, but yeah. So that would have been the nice Y joint to do. So realistically, the best position early on is to backtrack and realize that this might have been the best position instead of placing it like how I initially thought of, which is this. But anyway, back to that point. Let's see what I would have done if I had my thinking cap on and placing it optimally for these 2 pieces. Well, the next piece is the green and blue. I would have 2 different ideas, but I first need to look at what next few colors are. Okay. Green, red, green, green. Well, that would have been an easy choice for me. I would have placed the green here, blue there, green, red, like that. And then I probably would have placed that double green right here just because realistically we could do a green like this scenario and still have space for that green to be right here, because if I don't have this tail, right there. Instant cut. So that's a really bad place to be. And I don't want to put the green blue right here because I don't think that would have been very useful. But now that I said that, I think there might have been one way to do it, incorporating what I just mentioned about the tail of greens, because you need 4 greens, and that's not easy to get. But in this situation, we have all 4 greens, so it would have been in perfect positions to make this shape. Maybe put the blue right here and then go for this kind of tail. Oh, that would have been such a cool tail. That's so sad. But yeah. That would have been really cool. Okay, I'm like sidetracking for a moment, but this is probably the best way I can place these colors. And I'll try to put the red here just because I want it to be flat. It's no splitting is what I mean. If I don't split, faster time. So green, blue, green, green, red, green, right? Are we all good? Does this make sense? Am I going crazy? Okay, the next piece would have been purple reds. At this point, yeah, purple would have been here, reds would have been here, the green, purple. I would actually place it over here just so I can extend my transitions if I need to do. Okay, next is red, green. I would have yellowed it. Red, blue. Red, purple. I pressed the all clear button. Well, okay, we're moving on. This is taking too much time anyways. But yeah. If I was slightly smarter, that is probably the path that I would have gone. It's always nice to theory craft chain ideas, I think, every now and then. Just to see what other options are available so that your brain can subconsciously absorb the information. Ooh, he was going for a rush here. Interesting. And I think I'll also try to go for a rush here myself. But I couldn't get the colors right. Oh, that was such a bad risk. And I think I risked it here too. Yeah, I did. Oh. If I didn't get that triple reds, who knows? But yeah, at this point, right around when they sent their chain off the first time, I realized that, yeah, they don't have a way to make their main chain because, like, for me, I know how to do multiple styles. I haven't seen Zarf done anything besides sandwiches. So in my mind, I was like, okay, I think they only know how to do sandwiches. They might know GTR, but there was not a GTR form. They could have done sandwiches, stairs there too, but I don't know. I haven't seen Zarf done stairs. So that's why I was pretty confident to extend on my chain, because last point, I can just make it a super big chain and call it a game. So yeah, at this point I was like, yeah, I don't know what he's doing. Oh, so he did this GTR. Okay. Cool. Although, yikes, that yellow drought did not help. Yeah, I was just extending willy-nilly. I blocked their yellow. Oh no. Yeah, like as you can see that like instead when Zarf does anything besides sandwiches, Zarf slows down tremendously, which is very interesting. That just means Zarf masters the sandwich and is the best tool in their arsenal. And that was my first match. If I had to rate it, I'd say I played 8 out of 10. I played really well. I didn't make any like fatal mistakes that I thought like was really bad. This was just me thinking, oh, I need to change faster. Gotta change my momentum here and there because Zarf is just a very fast player. And so I need to play fast as well if I want to keep up. Let's go on to the next match, which was against Rune. And this was a slaughterhouse, essentially. The thing about Rune is very high player, very, very strong. I had no chance. They optimize in freestyle too, so which means they know how to chain however they prefer. So my only option here was to make sure I have a longest chain as possible when they rush, because I think Rinto or Rune tends to rush a lot regardless. But my color just wasn't coming in. The yellows didn't come in time. The reds barely came. It was just a mess at that moment. And I tried to reverse sullen slightly. Didn't have good time to optimize the build. It was only strong enough to slightly defend. And Rinto is just way fast. Rune is just way faster than me. In terms of speed, I don't think there was much I could have leveraged. I was just going for power at this point. Try to end it in one shot. But Rune had a full chain ready, or mostly a good chain ready. What is that chain? what is Rune doing? That's not really how you freestyle, but I guess I see it. And if my purple's cut, if my purples didn't cut, I think I would have won the exchange. Ah, that sucks. That really does suck, huh? Okay. Yeah, realistically, at this point, I was like, I don't see a chain. I literally don't see any chains. I like barely see it. Like that's not a chain. So I was just like, nope. I'm just gonna continue on my chain. Very vulnerable position that I left myself in with that purple. Could have interlocked with that other purple. I think realistically, my biggest bad choice was this moment right there. I looked over, I saw, yep, their chain's done. Gotta set up my chain. But if I place my purples in column 3 instead of column 2, aka I was worried about making sure I don't split. But in this case, because I worry about I didn't split, I cut my chain extremely short. Like I didn't have to worry about splitting because I had unlimited time. But I still. Okay. So I definitely could have won this point. That's one thing I need to think about. Making sure that my chains don't cut by accident. And this is just me scrambling for pieces because I didn't get any reds in time. Although I did get that red, which I should have used for my transition instead of my tail. Because what's the point of a tail if you can't even sever chain? Like that blue purple? I mean blue red. Perfect for column 2. Perfect for column 2. But didn't even cross my mind. And then I messed up placing my blues. But I think I just want to set up my main chain. Because my side chain wasn't going to be enough. Yeah, this is my go-to build if I have a lot of bad colors. Okay, so you see that last minute split second decision I made there? I initially thought that if I had a yellow here, then I put a purple on top, the tail would go like yada yada yada, and then go for the purple. But then I didn't realize, like now I'm looking at it, I'm like, that's not a good plan because there's already 3 yellows there. Would have been useless. What was Rune's chain there? What the? Why is there so much damage? Okay, so... Oh, he's just... 2 chain rush. That's my biggest weakness. And that's a huge 2 chain rush power. Yeah, I think Rune knows I don't look at boards, so they deliberately send those chains to kill me. Which is fair. Playing the game. He's got to get good. Yeah, it's a nice chain. And that, like, when that piece fell, I didn't realize how slow the PTT2 hit stun was until I saw that lag. Like, that was so slow in my mind. I was like, why is time frozen? Why in the world did they make this so dang slow? It could have been like my brain on like hyperactivity, so it was like extremely fast, making time feels like it's slower, but that second that piece fell down, in my mind was like, this is the longest 0.2 seconds of my life. Man, all the colors are just bad there. The only good color in that area was green, and I literally couldn't do anything. But yeah, Rintel Chain is just too advanced, too strong, too efficient. None of my chain would measure up to that. At least not now. I got outclassed in terms of speed and power. A deadly combination. No chance. Had no chance. New chibi? Yes, it is. I've got it a while back, but I just didn't have the time to stream it. But yes, this is a very fun chibi that was made by A very cool artist. Oh no. Yeah, Rinto just outclassed me in the chain power department. I had no way of destroying or countering that in any way. Like, I'm trying to look at it, but I don't think I can see a solution at that moment. And then here's where I actually really like that chain that I created here. If only I had a way to get that blue in column 3 not get blocked. It was unfortunate. This match really just shows me the difference between my skills and Rune's skills. Even though I thought I improved a lot, this is nothing. Like, look at that power. And then following up by a 6 chain. There's no way. I had no chance. And Rune flexes his final all clear position at me. Like, at that last moment, Rune's like, yep. You see this? You see this, Tony? You're dead. And if you were survived, you would have been dead even more. That last moment taunt. Classic Rune. Like, look at the taunt. Ready? Taunts. Yeah, I don't know what I could have done in that situation, in all those matches, to counterattack against it, because Rune is just too far ahead of me. Because I think Rune specifically goes for those big power chains. He's not playing safe like he would if he were to play against like Yoshi or Void. Because he knows he's playing against me, he can go for these gimmicks without having to worry about it. I gotta get up there one day. My current goal is to beat Icy. Icy has gotten pretty strong recently. And so if I can catch up to Icy, I think I can catch up to everyone else. Slowly, but eventually. With slug folding? Maybe. Slug folding is honestly really fun, but it has a lot of downsides. And there are a lot of piece combination that just doesn't work with slug fold compared to like GTR or other builds. But I like the unique aspect of it. The fact that slug folding is very versatile. I can literally set my trigger in column 2, 1, or a different color is my trigger in column 1. Or ignore it at all. Just go for something different. Go for power instead. There's a lot of versatility with slug fold that I really enjoy. I just gotta make sure I can master those skill sets. Let's see, the next wait was pretty long. Yep. I remember showing, the scores. But it looks like we're starting the match. Okay. Ferret goes for pretty classic chains. Going for wide joint because if you don't know, Ferret's main favorite YouTuber is Momoken. Which sounds very cliche, but there is a reason why Momoken is one of the strongest players out there. And the wide joint is what Momoken does the best. So Ferret utilizes a lot of Momoken's video to learn about the wide joint. But this was like a year ago. I don't know if he still watches Momocan, but the premise is still there. Okay, so my first biggest mistake was that yellow, which I'll show you when the time comes. Like up until this point, I think my build was good. I could have improved it slightly if I had placed it in this following manner. Okay. Right. This was what I had. The color piece was purple reds and then yellow purple. The best way to solve this would have been the wide joint, essentially. Where if I placed that, could have placed the purple here, the red here, then the yellow here, and then the purple on top. This would have been a really nice wide joint chain. Or if I didn't feel like doing wide joints, I could have easily placed that yellow, purple, red right there, and then go for a sandwich. Also very valid. So I could have done a lot of things here. This I don't like, because the way I built these two pieces, I didn't split at all. I could just place it down straightforward. This, I had to split my pieces, and I had to split that yellow in the future. It's just a chaotic mess. But realistically, I would have preferred this. Because this leaves me open to both options where I can do a sandwich. Or if I really wanted to, I could go for wide joint. So this definitely would have been more versatile in terms of chain building. So I got a note to myself mentally next time. If this situation ever comes by, this might be the best build for it. I'm pausing because I'm trying to memorize this mentally. Let my subconscious absorb the information and learn it in the future. Okay, but I didn't do that bad of a job, like utilizing the color pieces. I set out the colors because I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure Ferret cannot counter that in time. But what I should have done is I should have followed up on it. That's also one of my biggest weaknesses. I don't follow up on advantage positions. I was like, you know, I sent this one chain. I'm just going to keep chaining because I like to chain. It's pretty fun. But if I do want to fight and win the competitions, I got to make sure I utilize my pieces correctly. Although I just realized if Ferret uses his red right there, he's going to cut with that red. Oh, that's not good. But yeah, my tail was pretty okay, I would say. And then I messed up right there. Oh, that's so bad. Okay. I should have placed, if I placed this yellow, red right here, it would have done the exact same thing as here, because what I wanted to do was to get this red, 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 red as my tail. But if I placed that red here, still would have been my tail, would have blocked the yellow from connecting with each other, allowing it for it to extend instead of, you know, cutting my chain short. And yeah, that piece was just a bad piece all around. Because I needed a red here, at least, if not here. Both of these would have been perfect. But that yellow, but I also need something to block the yellow from connecting with each other. Which is why I thought placing blue there, but then the blue cuts. So all around, this placement right here cost me this game. Just that split 0.2 seconds of decision making cost me my chances of moving forward. It's painful to think about. But it must be done. I must think about these things so I don't make the same mistakes as next time. Okay, so new set. Really nice. I always like to compliment myself every now and then, just to, you know, positive affirmation kind of thing. At this point, I saw 3 greens, so I knew I had to place the greens. Oh, not just positive affirmation in general, but I just want to like teach people about slug folds if they ever want to learn about slug folds. So when you have this situation with green and 2 different colors, or the same colors, it really doesn't matter. I always try to go for a green here and a green here, which means this position and this position very much determined by the next few pieces. So in this moment, I was like, okay, sees the yellow. What I should have done is place that yellow on top and the red on the bottom. This is what would have been optimal in my eyes. But because I subconsciously already placed it there, it's kind of bad. But the reason why I wanted to do this is because you can easily build transitions this way, and you don't really get that many chances to build your transitions as neat as this. If I place it the other way, I mean, if I place it like this and the yellows are like this, yeah, my tail is smooth, but my transitions are not. And if I wanted to build slug folds, I try to get like at least here midpoint, just so in case they do send garbage, I can still go down. And the best way to do that is to have that smooth transition. But because I focused on the tail instead of the transitions first, no bueno. But you know, it all worked out. I had a lot of reds coming in. Oh, I was going for that the greedy green to yellow to blue extension. And I was even greedier here. Let me run you through my thought process of what's happening. Okay, so this normal, but really, really bad. I don't recommend doing 3 different colors after the transition. But for this case, it's fine because if I want to trigger my chain, I can easily set those red off. Would have been fine. It could have been a really good rush. But because they were pretty safe, there was no need to rush. This position, I'm okay with. I don't necessarily hate it, but I don't necessarily love it either. I was going for the greedy extension here. But if I scroll back to here, instead of placing that double greens on column 1, the best place that I personally would have placed it was column 3, actually. And I will show my reasoning in a second, but essentially it's the universe theory idea. L shapes, I would say by far, are the most confusing to do, but are the most versatile pieces of chain you will probably ever get. I wanted to do essentially a universe transition of sorts, because that's I think this is my end goal. I realized that this could be the most optimal builds. I say optimal, but it's not really. It's just the neatest build I can think of to build these chains. Let's see. Let's have a green there. This is very piece dependent, so don't mind me. Just placing pieces willy-nilly. Oh wait, I don't even have a green. Oops. This requires a lot of like knowing how to build slugs. Oh, not slugs, but universe, which is something I worked on a while back. But essentially, I think you can do this because you can easily set off a 3-chain using this. Boom, 3-chain. If you want a nice power chain, like let's say you have some greens already here, and then you say, oh look, they're not doing so well, let me just send this chain instead. There's just a lot of versatility in L shapes, and just having this stance alone can defend against so many options. Because let's say, oh look, your opponent's about to send off their main chain. You can be like, oh really? And then have like this, followed by this green and blue. And it will work relatively well. And I didn't include that blue, but you get the idea. Essentially, I really like this build of Universe of Slugfold. I think it's just pretty neat. And so I would have placed the blues in column 3s. That's my long about round way of saying I like Universe. Fair, sending a quick 3-chain. Oh yeah, I was telling you what I was trying to do at this time. Right, I forgot about that. Okay. Well, the tail is kind of obvious. You can see that I'm trying to do like that green to yellow to blue option, so I'm not going to go over that. But I kind of want to go over the other tail section. Okay. So initially, the idea is with this situation, you can easily set off the green here to go into that color. But I also saw a greedy extension where if you place this right there, let's say you place the 2 yellows here after placing it, I don't know, blue here. I could have gone for the extra greed. And as long as I have a blue here, I can easily go for my main chain. You know, blue, yellow, green. You get the idea. But I can also, the reason why I wanted to do this because I can also extend outwards and make this really flat. Because right now my build is like right here. So by doing this, I've pretty much leveled out the playing field. Instead of going vertically, I went horizontal instead, which is very big brain. But I wanted that green blue. That's what I was waiting. I was looking at. I was just too slow, which is why I said earlier, like, I'm always losing by one piece. That was the piece I needed, and it was literally the next piece. Well, okay, the next piece, but same idea. I lost both matches because, actually, I lost this one because of greed. I lost the other one because I was trying to do something cool. I was being too greedy for my own good. Oh, I like... Okay. Please place like 2 greens in column 5. Yeah, let's go. Past Tony knows what he's doing. I'm smart. Oh, but... Oh, that's... Oh, no. Essentially, Fair just blocked itself out. There's no way you can put that yellow in any way to fix column 1. Yeah, that's his death. Once again, if I don't really find a good piece, I try to place it in column 6. Oh, okay. I like this. Oh, I like that so a lot. This was my use of the universe chain that I was talking about. See, like, there's like 3 different trigger points. I don't know if you can see that. But that's why I like the universe idea. It's just versatile. I could have triggered it using the blues, with those 2 blues coming up. Could have triggered it with this green, but I also could have triggered with this purple over here. It's just really open, where you can have availability and flexibility to chain however you like, which is very useful in a Puyo match. So why did I trigger my chain though? Did I just run out of space? It's because Ferret went first. Yeah, I could have gone for the extension, but I think Ferret went first, and I was like, you know what, screw it. Main chain it is. But yeah, not to bash on Ferret or anything, but I think out of the both of us, I think I have the better piece efficiency. Like, if we were to chain with the same pieces and release the trigger at the same time, I would probably... My chain tends to be longer or like more efficient. So that's why at those moments I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna set off this main chain. Ferret lost a lot of their resources, if it's resources, and because of that, they're gonna struggle to get the colors that they need. But yeah, that 4 chain was smooth. I like that. I gotta keep reminding myself that Ferret calls itself its instead of they. I don't want to be rude. Let's see. Could I have done anything in that position? That's why I'm keep rewinding, if in case you're wondering. Tony, you had the yellow. You had the okay. But yeah, see what I mean? See what I mean? Every point I lost is because I did not get the next piece. Every single point that I've lost so far, the next piece would have saved me. Good transition by me. I'm okay with this build. Very smooth. Big brain. I like it. Oh, did I split this? Please somebody split this. Not like that. Tony, what do you... whatever. I guess I wanted for that greedy extension. I really wanted to go for that greedy extension, which worked out in my favor. Yeah, Ferret didn't have a chain, I don't think. Why did Ferret decide to go for a rush? Okay, that's... Oh. Okay, so Ferret did not have a GTR. And so they just... decided to just go for it. Actually, that's the one thing I like about Ferret. Ferret actually does follow through with the power chains. Like, if Ferret sends a chain, instantly after the chain, Ferret tries to do another quick chain in succession. Whether or not, it depends on the situation, but really, like, the fact that Ferret follows through makes Ferret a more dangerous player than I am. Because I don't follow through my attacks at all. It's so bad. Like, every time I'm looking at my chain, every now and then, I'm like, why didn't I just send a 2-chain? That would have finished the game. And then half the time, I'd be like, I don't know. Why didn't I? That's a good question. Tony 7. But yeah, I don't think Ferret had a chain here. Did they originally had a chain? Yeah, it's did it already has the chain? Ah, nope. Full rush. Oh no, I get okay. That green red. The way a parrot struggles, I know exactly how it feels at that moment. It's like, huh? This doesn't work. The Y joint doesn't work. Where does this go? I have no other way to put this except here. Ah, classic. You gotta live for those fun moments in the game. Yeah, I made my shirt. See what I mean? Next phase. Could have triggered my chain easily. But I think it's because I was taking too long for the greed. This one I accept that I lost because the piece didn't come in time because it's my fault. Not because of the game. Like, I was taking way too long deciding where to put this purple or green. If I just, like, plopped it down, I think that would have given me enough time. And then I couldn't even pull it over. Because if I pulled it over, I could have gotten the purple in. So yeah, keeping track. 4 points. 3 of those I've lost because I needed the next piece. Okay, why did I do that? That's such a bad. Huh? That was a misplay. 100% a misplay. The most optimal solution, in case you're curious. L shapes. 100% L shapes all the way. This would have been the optimal solution. So in other words, that's what I should have done. But I decided, no, let me just extend my transition by placing it off awfully for no reason at all. I am cringing at this point. Oh yeah, I was going for like this sweet interlocking tail too, because once the green is down, the reds and the purples connect. Pretty cool. Cool idea. Implementation, fitty fitty. Because I did get it. But realistically, if I was smart, I shouldn't have. I should have gone for the transition, the continuing my chain instead. Because that purple red would have been more useful over here, connecting that red with this red, and then the purple on top. So I could have gone more outwards instead of trying to be smart. Oh, and that too. Because I actually did one for both strategy at the same time. Like, see? The red would have been fine. I just needed the purple in column 4. And then I misplayed. I was like, no, I messed up. So I tried to fix it. But then at that point I was already on column 2 and I was dead. So 3 points 3 points because I need 1 piece, 2 of them because of misplays. Oh, that's smart. I like that. I saw that I was gonna have a cut coming up if I didn't fix it, and so I just fixed it. If I was smart, I would have placed it in column 1 because I needed a purple to trigger my chain. This is a misplay. So 3 misplay, 3 misplay. Yeah, purple column 1. Perfect execution because the next pieces would have been a red which blocks it and get the blues. This is just a misplay. Yep. Bad misplay. Has Fair been going for rushes this entire time? No, that was the main chain. Oh, actually, that was a 4 chain push. Not really a rush. Ah, the all clear possibility rush mentality. You know what Ferret could have done here? Actually, it wouldn't have mattered because Ferret won, obviously. But I think there's a better opportunity to poke. Like right there. If Ferret placed that blue in column 3 and the red in column 2, that would have been a massive 2-chain, which would have been 19 garbage according to Dan's video. Dude, that Dan's videos, man. That's interesting stuff. But yeah, that would have definitely given Ferret the boost to block at least 2 of my rows. But that 6-chain was a good call because I crumbled under that pressure. I was like freaking out because I was like, purple doesn't match, blue doesn't match. What the heck do I do? And then I freaked out. But yeah, I'm utilizing blue here pretty well, I should say. I enjoy that blue. Oh, but okay. I have an idea of what I wanted to do, and I just failed the implementation for it. The things you come up with during the game, man, is so wild. Okay, so this is what I had with the bottom. My brain was going for this scenario. Right. And you can have a blue, a green, or a yellow here. And you can just extend it outwards. And you have a blue on top, green on top, and then a purple on top. That would have been main chain. I think this is what I was trying to go for, but my implementation failed because I used the blues for that. But if I was smarter, instead of placing greens like this, 3 high, I should have put the greens on this side. Same effect, but this time I have more space to build outwards. So vertical building is not very good, which is, like I said earlier, L shapes, the king of builds if you can use it correctly. There's so many ways to utilize greens, L shapes beautifully, but it's super hard to do. It's so dang hard to utilize L shapes correctly. But yeah, that would have saved me like some builds here, but you know, hindsight 2020. I guess the one good side is that Ferret didn't expect the cut. The cut definitely gave me the advantage in that point. But I personally don't like the cuts because I always like beautiful chains, and cuts aren't that beautiful. At least not when you're trying to make a cooler, longer chain. So I try to avoid that as much as I can, but maybe I should invest into it. Like investing into crypto, but instead of investing in crypto, it's investing into cuts. Because Rune does those cuts and power chains beautifully, and Rune destroyed me, so what do I know about chain? Why did I spend so much time on that? Okay, I get my implementation, but that's just bad plays overall. Cause that blue right there is just so awkward. Realistically, if I was smart, I would have placed that purple in column 1. Always try to get at least those 2 colors on top of your slug fold first, after you build your color base. I think having this would have been a lot better than placing it here. Because in the beginning rounds, no one's attacking you, you're fine. You can easily place 1 piece here. That's not a big problem. But the chances of transitions being good is pretty low. So I think it might have been better to place it there, but it's really small. There's barely any effect. Instant power conversions is pretty much a hallmark of a JV play. Yeah, that's why they are way better than Puyo than we are. I think we just chain based on what we have an idea of, and we force it into that like build. But I think Japanese players are more like, you know what, I can build around the pieces that I have, which we do that, but just not as well as they do it. They're just on another level. Yeah. Like, what? Why did I do that? That yellow green. That would have served me better if I think if I just placed it like this. Over here instead. And then place that red over here. And then a blue yellow like this. So there are many ways I can do this chain. This is a cool tale that I kind of want to discover. Well, not discover, but like talk about. You could do something like this. Very, very, actually not like this, but like this. Very, very cool chain. The blues to the reds to yellow interlock. If you were cool, you could also do it like this. Same idea, blue to yellow, blue to red to yellow. So I think this would have been a nicer, more stable position. Or I could even do, actually no, I can't do that, darn. I'm just trying to be creative while commentating, but creativity only goes so far. Oh, I did do that, but I didn't utilize this blues earlier. Just not efficient. And I placed it like that? That's so bad. I was trying to go for that blue, red to yellow tail at the bottom, but that's just a bad form. And then I rushed because I accidentally set off my trigger. No purples for ferret. Oh, actually, yeah, purple. Oh, this is the last point, right? Yeah, I didn't mean to trigger this chain off. This was definitely an accidental whoopsie daisy. I set off my trigger because that yellow was there. Like, I thought I was just doing a 2-chain. Because I always, try to think blues and then yellows. Slug folds. But I forgot how versatile slug fold is and how bad that can backfire if you don't be careful with your triggers. So, like, I don't think I saw, but I had a feeling that Ferret was still struggling with this build, its build. So that's why I want to send a 2-chain for a poke. But that yellow. A very punishing yellow, that's for sure. I didn't see it. That's... Yes, I was trying to go for a power here, actually. Like, a red to a power purple. I thought, what could be wrong? But then I didn't realize that that red connects with this purple. Noob mistake. This is such a noob mistake. So it's just like, like cheese holes. There's like the saying when I was working as an intern for a chemical plant. They're like, make sure the cheese holes don't align. There are like holes in your plays, obviously, every now and then. which is fine because you can cover it with the other piece of cheese and hopefully it covers it. But sometimes the holes just align perfectly, and all the bad things happen all at once because all the holes just perfectly aligned, causing chaos to go right through. This is that exact moment. I had an idea. I wanted to do a quick power to poke. I didn't realize, because I thought I was gonna get rid of the purples. I was like, oh, beautiful, perfect. The purples be gone. I don't have to worry about it. I wouldn't have to worry about my chain. I didn't realize that when you give that red would get rid of that purple too, which would have been fine if there was no yellows. It would have been like, oh, extra power, juicy, very juicy extra power. Or if I had that yellow there originally and no purples here, I thought, well, that purple is going to protect me from that purple. I mean, from that yellow. I'll be safe. Nope. The holes in the cheese aligned perfectly where I just set off my main chain. Which gave Ferret enough time to extend. And I can feel it. Like I said, I play on intuition base. I'm like, okay, my chain is not long enough to Ferrets. And I'm just dead. The cheese hole just aligned perfectly. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But I did say Ferret and I tend to go 70-30. So 70% of the time I probably win. Ferret win 30% of the time. I just happened to gotcha my way into losing. So unexpected, but it is what it is. I fought to the best of my ability, and that's all I can ever say about that.
Hi, friend.
Okay. Well, I also wanted to go back to this match because I faced Yoshi before the tournament started. This could be a good analysis match to watch. Oh yeah, I hated this color piece. But I made use of my Slugfold very optimally. So I'm actually happy with that. If Yoshi didn't send that garbage, I think I would have been fine. Yeah, I think Yoshi didn't know what to do with all those reds either, so big 6. Whew. And then Yoshi is known for making really good chains from any position. Yeah. Oh, that actually didn't do as much damage as I thought. At this point, I was just rushing. Trying to catch Yoshi off guard. But, alas. Never would have been the case. And my yells didn't even connect either, I don't think. Did it? Yeah, no. That blue was still there, so that red would have only gone down 1. So it wouldn't even have worked. Unless I had like an extra purple and an extra purple. Nope. First point. Yoshi. Oof. A bit slow on my build there. Definitely give Yoshi plenty of time to build around. A 5 chain? Did Yoshi know I was gonna cut my chain? Let's see. Yeah, Yoshi definitely was like, yep, I'm just gonna send this 5 chain. Although that blue on top is kind of sus. I don't know if he had enough space for that anyways. Oh man, the red drought. Yeah, that's a good play by Yoshi. I can't do anything about that main chain. Hi Alex, how are you doing? Analyzing my previous match from today, mostly. Just reviewing, studying, trying to improve. Good stuff. You doing alright? Nice. That's good. That's always good to hear. What's that? I think I was going for a rush again. And Yoshi had a bigger rush, but it's only a 3. Mine is a 5. Oh, it was a 4. That's a huge chain. What the? Trying to look for misplays. That's what I'm looking at. Oh. What was that? Like, so far this was okay. And then I'm like, I think the reason why I didn't place the purples in column 5 right away is because I knew I didn't see any reds. And so I was like, well, no reds means I'm probably going to get trapped up here if I place that right there right away. But then I placed it like that. Oh, that's so bad. If I placed that purple there, it would have been a good main chain. I mean, I recovered, but I don't know if I fully recovered. And Yoshi here just pulling out that 13 chain like it's nothing. No chance. They're just on a different level. Oh, I like that tail though. I like that tail idea. And oh, does that green connect? I think it does. Oh, he's looking for that green. No, the lack of greens. Yeah, having that green as like your turning point was. Oh, that's so bad. That's like an 8-piece drought of no 9-piece drought of no greens. Oh man, I didn't deserve that point. Yoshi chain is definitely way more smooth. I look how in the other matches against people that I'm like around the same level, I have a lot of commentary. But nowadays, I'm just like, man, that looks cool. That's just my commentary for like these matches, because I don't know what else to say besides, wow, what a cool match. Like I died there, but it wouldn't matter because my greens and my blues didn't even have 4 right there. I think I was trying to get. I was going for the universe chain that I always talk about. But I saw the one chain. I was like, oh, that sucks. I wanted to place this purple vertically, but to get the Y joint ready. But as you can see, that purple is not friendly with the other purple that I had in the chain, so that's why I went horizontal. I think that blue was meant to get that blue once the purple's gone. But I was also thinking of doing sullen right here. Not a good idea. But I transitioned it to that. Okay. So realistically, I need a purple. And then a blue. To fix whatever. Oh, never mind. I just need a blue there now. The color just wasn't right. Yoshi's pressure is very strong. Yeah, wide joint. Ooh, what was I doing here? I question my own sanity. What kind of risky chain was that? I literally just fumbled. Could I have made this an actual chain? Yes, I think I can. Let's see. You don't really care about the other side, so I'm just gonna leave it somewhat blank. But I think a good idea, oops, would have been this shape instead. Then I could have done this, put a purple, put a red, put a green. Let's just finish it off. So this would have been a really cool transition I could have done, utilizing the colors that I had. Oh, but I could have utilized that even further, couldn't I? If I placed it blue here and a purple over there, then it would have been an extra spicy chain. Yeah, that one piece change makes all the difference in a L-shaped form. Anyway, it's been a while since I played or seen Puyo, so now I'm very puzzled about it. Don't worry, you haven't played since I've started. I think you stopped playing before I started doing my Slugfold journey. So this base right here, this L shape with this L shape and this L shape is called a Slugfold, and is literally what I've been doing for the past many months now. I think it might have been like 8 months now or something. Has it been that long? But I don't know. But yeah, I started this journey of doing slug folds because I like the feel of slug folds. It's more versatile in my eyes, but it's also very hard because there's no references or resources for it. Because there's not many people doing slug folds. So I've just been learning and trying and error my way through learning the slug fold methods. I think the only other unique player I think is doing Zarf layer, doing Sullen. But I think there's also a few resources for Sullen, so that's not too bad. Anyway, yeah. Back to the game. Yeah, I kind of just accidentally set up my chain here, I think. And I went screw it and went all out. I don't think Yoshi's expecting it though. I think Yoshi just thinks, oh, that's main chain. Which I could utilize to my advantage in the future because not many people know about slug folds. Once I start learning how to optimize it by building cuts, opportunities, I think it'll be a lot better. Once I learn how to cut my chain correctly, that's a big if. Oh, the yellow cuts. Oh, never mind. And of course Yoshi follows up because Yoshi's pro like that. Oh yeah, this one. I like this one. I think I almost all cleared. I was so close. You can tell I was looking for it too. But this was the only time I ever beat Yoshi in a pure chain battle. So I gotta take it as a dub as best as I can. But yeah, there was a lot of like green blues in this area, and I was like, what's going on? Yoshi's going for that poke. Oh, so that's what. Okay, so that's why I won the battle of resources in this point, because Yoshi spent a lot of it doing the initial poke, which got negated by my main chain. If Yoshi extended instead, game over. And then this was the sad point. And by sad, I just mean really, really good match. Because look at that. See that universe that I built? Ah, really nice. Although a true universe would have a yellow right here and then a purple right here, but that's not true universe at all. But yeah, Yoshi was going for the extension. I was going for the extension. We were both like, this is an all or nothing moment. And because I didn't have a yellow, my chain cuts early. What was that at? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It would have been a 12 chain. But Yoshi's over here flexing. $16 chains. A 16 chain. Yoshi murdered Tony. I agreed. Okay. I forgot I said that. Okay. But yeah, that's the main matches I believe that I played today. Did I play another match? Oh yeah, I played with you for a bit. Were you on stream when we played? You streamed for 7 hours? That's crazy. You continued on. Oh, that's... I don't know how you do it. I'm like dying after an hour of talking. But 7 hours. 7. That's crazy. That's wild. At this point, I feel like you should have an avatar. You should download this app that I'm using for my pictures. Essentially, you just put a picture in, and then you can just make them move every time you talk. So you can have a fun avatar while you stream. But it's up to you. I think Yoshi's using the same program that I'm using for his Yoshi avatar. Six. I don't know how you do it. That's wild. On the fun side, check out this tail. I remember doing this. I was like slightly impressed with my chains, and I think that's just how you should chain in general. If you're not impressed with your own chains, why are you playing Puyo? But yeah, I really like this chain because like you think, how does this work? But it is actually like how does that green connect to that green? But it's actually a yellow to blue to green combination, which is so fun when I figured that out mid game. Like if I have my face cam on, you'll see like smiling like crazy right now because I'm like, I can't believe I figured that out. And yeah, like it didn't even take me that long to figure it out too. That's why I was like, holy crap. That's such a fun chain. But then I had to, cut it short because of the poke. So fun chains. But yeah, why was I doing not slug at that moment anyways? I just realized. What the heck was I doing? Ooh, nice block. Yeah, that was a devastating block because my garbage is not like pretty bad right now. I was desperately trying to dig down. Huh. Were you going for solid? Is that what I'm seeing? I was pretty close. I think it's because my chain speed is a lot faster. So you didn't get the chance to do a lot of your cool chains, but you had a lot of cool chain ideas too. You really want to try to get back into Puyo, but with the lack of awareness chaining and other things, you're not ready to feel like you play the games. That is fair. That is an absolute fair reason why most people take a break. Puyo is just a hard game. The learning curve is huge. Even though you get good, you still think you're bad. It's just, one thing to note there, Fino, if you place that yellow here and put the blue there, I think that would have been better. Then again, actually, never mind, because I think this goes down because that blue, so wouldn't have mattered. Like, Puyo is a hard game. Not everyone's gonna enjoy losing in Puyo. I think the reason why I stuck so long with Puyo is because I do it for the cool chains. I don't care if I'm winning or losing. I just really want to make cool chains. And so that itself is my own motivation to go forward and continue on. But not everyone is like me, and I know that not everyone wants to do cool chains. So you just gotta know why you play Puyo. If your motivation is not there, you can't force yourself to play Puyo. You just can't. Like, I thought about quitting Puyo before I went to Slug Folds, because I was like, you know what, this game's kind of getting boring. I'm losing a lot. My chain has gone stale. My goal of playing Puyo is no longer there. And so I almost quit, but then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try one more thing, and that's Slug Fold. And so far I'm enjoying it. It lasted me for the last few months. So find what keeps you happy and move on. Also, going back to it though, Fino, I think you had a really cool moment there. I'm trying to remember where I saw that. Was it this round or round 2? Oh, we already talked about this one. I thought I saw something really interesting I want to talk about. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that's a good move. Oh yeah, this one. So hindsight 2020 once again. But an alternative for future sakes is this. And have a green on top. And I want one too low, but you get the idea. So you have this really good color piece that's coming up, and I think you decided to split it here and here, which requires you to have another yellow up here anyways. But if you do it like this, you can utilize the yellows neatly while having space to extend your greens with the blues. What do you think? This is another one of those interlocking things where it took me like a few weeks to adjust my head around, but once I got used to it, this is one of those very useful things you can do on top of your transition. You're getting, a yellow on top of column 2. Cool poke though. Oh yeah, I literally did that interlock right there. Essentially the same idea where like this piece matches with that piece, this piece matches with that piece. I literally did the same interlock on my side. So that shows you like, it's the idea is there too. He's got to implement it. As you can say, optimal building. Not quite optimal, but similar enough. It's like one of those like, hey, can I copy your homework? And then the homework is like very similar. Ooh, what am I building over there? Oh, this is a power poke. Okay. Oh, dang. That's a nice exchange of power back and forth. Wow, that was good. We essentially went back to neutral after getting rid of like most of our pieces. What? Wait, I thought you had a chain like right here. Oh wait, no, you don't, because you're looking for that red, right? Okay. I thought your trigger was green for a second. Double, cool. I agree. Ah, my hesitation. I was trying so hard to get that yellow to connect, but there was no way. What did you do? You went for main chain? Ooh. One thing is just, you see a lot of reds coming up. Use it to extend your tail instead of like making it cut on purpose. Like if you put that red, 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 blue, and then put that red, yellow right here, it would have saved you some cuts and make your chain more efficient. Watching play always makes me want to play, but then I start playing, then I realize I suck. Your comments are hilarious. But isn't that the player that's really good though? I think I played them before and I lost badly. Or is that someone else? Oh, nice tail. Nice usage of colors. Yeah, Alex, if you want to play again, I'll be down to be your opponent. Ooh. Oh. I think you saw the idea, but you placed it slightly off. Here. So, you had the cool idea of implementing the blues instead of the greens, which is the best choice, I think, in this situation. Right? But you place the purples in a vertical position. If you place it horizontal, because this is what you initially had, you could place this final purple like this. And that would have helped you get those fun L shapes that I've always talked about in this last stream. You can fix from the purple? Yeah, like, you can definitely put a purple here the way you had it. You can still do this. But I guess that just needs one more piece. Which is not a big deal in the long term, but fun efficiency ideas. I always try to think of ways to make it more efficient. I'd say this is probably the most efficient way to do that. Which you had. Yeah, you had that purple. You're fine. Ooh, nice idea. Yeah, you had the idea to do that. Green, green, green here. But you didn't set it off? What? Mistra? Mr. Off. So close. PB66. What's PB66? Oh, I love that. I love that tail. Let's go. I always like to comment on those tails because those are my favorites to watch. Oh, hindsight 2020. Okay. Yeah. I love mentioning those tails because you got the height change perfectly. It went so well. Ah, beautiful. And this is what I mean. I just really love looking at cool chains. It's what keeps me playing Puyo, really. It's not the tournaments, it's not anything else. It's just I like seeing cool chains. Purple blue 6-6. Purple blue 6-6. Huh. Purple blue 6-6. How would that work? Because you still need to find a way to trigger blue, right? Yeah, purple green 6-6 works. Unless you mean purple green 5 instead of 6. The 5 works. I don't know if the 6 works. Go back to how it was before. So this. Greens and 5. Yeah, like this works for sure. There are many options of doing this, so they're all good options, really. But yeah, that's really good. You pointed this motion out. I didn't really see it, but now that you mentioned it, I'll keep that in mind. This is a useful build to remember. Although the one downside is that it has this really awkward gap. But I think you can build around that. Ah, that was the cut. I'm totally cheating, but I guess you don't even need this yellow right there. This is a good experimentation to try. So now that we know what the limits are for the tails and what it needs and what it doesn't need, there's no way I'm gonna get this in a game. Not in a good game, but subconscious, man. Your subconscious has the power to do a lot of cool things. You want to fix not thinking about where to place your pieces after it spawns. that, I don't know if there's any good like tutorials for that. That's literally just trial and error until you do it so much that you memorize where to go. There's not really a one-way path you can do to get better at that, I don't think. Why am I getting pinged? Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah. This is such a cool chain. Like, you don't think any of the greens or the yellow at the end went interlocked, but it does. I'm saving this here. It's pretty fun. Yeah, I don't think you realized I had a purple in column 1, so you wouldn't have known to trigger your chain right away. Hindsight 2020. Let's go. I see my last minute transition with the L shapes. Not L shapes, I mean Y build. I should have placed that double yellow in column 2, or in 6. Because that didn't really do any good in terms of like helping me extend the chain or like making sure that my chain is free. But it would have helped me immensely by adding to my tail. And I flipped this incorrectly. I wanted to place that yellow on top. At least I think I did. Oh, okay. I remember this. I wanted to place the yellow right here, actually, so that when the screen goes away. Actually, no. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked either. Ideas of past Tony doesn't even work. Yeah, you had a good rush there. No defense. Wait, what? Did someone say that was a good chain? Ooh. I wonder who they're referring to. Probably yours. Anyway, why did you rush here? That's what I'm curious about. Were you trying to go for the all clear? Yeah, that all clear though. Oh, I thought you lost it. I was like, no, not like this. So my 4-chain counteract. Interesting. Like interlocks. That's hilarious. I wonder what they're referring to. Ooh. Oh yeah, my rush killed your chain there. Why did I rush? Looking for colors. I see. And that was just a follow through because I saw the garbage was blocked. Oh man, I had like 5 pieces of blue in the dependency at that moment. That's not good. My rush was effective. Yeah, you were definitely looking for that blue and yellow. Too many color dependencies. Oh, it's because you got rid of the greens, the yellows. I see. Okay. Yeah, that's an unfortunate thing to happen when your opponent already set out their main chain. Huh. Okay, that would probably be my last round. My mind cannot handle that many Puyo matches. Cool chain idea. Double blues. Yellow, yellow. Or yellow on top too. It doesn't really matter. Oh, that's smart. I didn't even see that. Yeah, that's really smart. I was gonna say go for something different. I was gonna say like because you had this purple right here. I was gonna say use that yellows to get rid of the yellows with this blue. And then use that purples to get to the bottom of the reds, but you had a more efficient chain idea than I had. Although you were missing yellows, that sucks. You need like 3 yellows, you got 2. Ooh, sullen time. Let's go. wait. So it's time for Mahjong after. Another day. It is 2 a.m. over here. I want to see Doctor Strange tomorrow morning. So I want to wake up at like 9 a.m. and just go see Doctor Strange before I have a dentist appointment. So, if only. We will play next time. Within this month, 100%. I'm down to play Mahjong sometime this month. If you thought it was sullen, you got DDR scanned. Oh, I see. You're going for that. But like, why would you set it off then? Wait, what? I would have placed like the yellow up here and then place that green right here. Huh? Explain the logic. I need to learn this DDR Dan method. It's a good chain though. Except it was just horribly wrong. Yeah, that's it's an interesting thought. It's always good to try. As I've always said in my other videos, 100 IQ strategy, 10 IQ implementation. Interesting. you went for that rush, even though that kind of just gave me a really good vertical build. Oh, by the way, are you guys? Are you guys ever thinking of going to Anime Expo? I think it happens in like July 1st to July 4th. And okay, I appreciate the chain, but I don't know if that's the best chain to do after an all clear. Then again, I shouldn't complain. What is my chain? It's not even a chain. But yeah, so the reason why I'm asking is because I'm going to the Anime Expo for fun this upcoming July. Ah, smart. I was confused what I was trying to do there, but I guess I figured myself out. Oh. Tony with that 100 IQ. My past self is like. My future self is like patting my past self in the back. That's kind of weird. But yeah, like, I don't know. Chaining, I feel like the key to learning how to chain efficiently is just learning every type of chain there is out there. Because I spent time like learning how to do stairs, sandwiches, GTRs, Sullens, and all the other type of chains. Now my chain is very more versatile than like I think other people's generally. It all comes down to experience, honestly, at the end, but the more styles that you learn, the more you have available to pull from when you're in a jam. Like a lot of chains are just efficient. Oh, that's bad piece. I say that as I like make the worst misdrop I ever seen in this game. Coming to SakuraCon next year? What is SakuraCon? SakuraCon. It's in April. Oh. Cool. I'll check that out. But yeah, the reason why I'm going this year is because I actually just put in my 2 weeks notice to my job. So now I have a lot of more free time to do whatever I want. Although that does mean I don't have much money anymore. So I can't just be spending it willy-nilly on whatever I want. Also, what was that chain? Did you see this chain? I was so confused when I made it, but I was even more confused when I triggered it. The fact that that worked. Huh? That was just a wild chain. Yeah, so now I should have more free time to dedicate to Puyo Puyo. Obviously, that is the reason why I quit. It's because I want to play Puyo Puyo. But yeah, it'll be fun to go to California. I haven't been there in a long while. Did I turn into raised GTR? Yeah. And then I messed up my misdrop. I was trying to place the purple here, the green right here, and then I freaking misdropped. Just a shame. Ooh, you put the shoe on without the socks. Hyobi would cringe at you if he saw what you just did. Kanto stack? What is Kanto stack? I forgot. Oh, is that the right? Okay, yeah, the Kanto stack is what I made, I think. The race GTR is something different. Race GTR is with the tail going after the GTR, then going back to the bottom GTR. And then, okay, right. Haven't done my speedrun in a while. I gotta get back into it eventually. Although Dan kind of just like destroyed all future records that I might hold for that event. So I don't know how I feel about that. But it was amazing though, seeing like how Dan just optimized every chain out there. I can't even do like half of what he did. There's no way I'm gonna get that speedrun record for my own speedrun. But 15 minutes, that's the limit of what you need to do to beat DDR Dan. What kind of chain is... Oh, okay, I see it now. Tony's thinking interesting chains. Ooh, that countered. Was I really going for extension here? Oh, I did. And I didn't even put the... What? What was I doing? I had the blues. I just put it in column 3 instead of column 1. But yeah, nope, no more. Okay. But yeah. So one of the biggest reasons why I haven't been streaming in a while is because work, essentially. But lately, not this past 2-3 weeks, is because I got a new PC. So I just been trying to get all my stuff from my old laptop into a new PC, and so now I can stream other stuff besides Puyo Puyo. So that's pretty exciting, which means, like you said, mahjong match. I can do that now, and not have to worry about my stream lagging from random graphics problem or internet problem. But we'll see. For now, though, I will just have to take a pause and get some sleep because I have to do stuff for tomorrow like a human adult. Or am I taking a long break from work? Yes, I am considering a 6-month break. No, I don't have anything lined up. I don't know, I just feel tired. So I want to take this break and just relax, enjoy, do other stuff. And then if I want to go back, I'd probably go back into not environmental, but computer science. So it'll be fun. It'll be a different field completely. Hopefully I'll get hired by somebody, but if not, it is what it is. This chain is not elegant at all. This is more elegant. Trying Human Resource Machine. I actually did play Human Resource Machine Part 2. I've gone pretty far, I would say. But it's a lot more confusing in that game. So it's pretty fun. I still gotta play the game you recommend though. I gotta sit down and actually play that game. I have it on my list. I just need to now that I have more free time, I'll definitely get to it eventually. It'll be fun. This is a nice tail. Will this still work? So just by changing those two colors, the entire chain is messed up. Wow. But yeah, Fina, I'd say I recommend you trying just like experimenting with this in general too. Just do what I'm doing, where it's just like, how could you extend this tail, or like how would you extend their trigger, and then you know, learn Puyo the slow, old-fashioned way. Time to build some IKEA furniture. Oh, have fun. I always love building those. They're cool. Have a good night. I will see you and others next time. I don't know how many people are on, but well, yeah, have a good night. I'll see you guys all in the future. Take care.